You can count on begins with invasive weeds in the Savannah River. It's a growing problem for Augusta and all of those who use the river. News Channel 6's Stephanie Borman spoke with the Savannah River keeper today and has more on why she says there are more weeds in the river this year.
Mike, with the Ironman competition coming up soon and many people getting in those last river activities before the fall, the weed overgrowth does not go unnoticed, especially by swimmers and voters. But this year, the problem was handled a little bit differently.
Well, the city and the Port Authority chose to do nothing this year.
For the last 2 years, the city of Augusta has sprayed the weeds in the river with copper sulfate, spending more than $15,000 for each treatment to try and stop the growth of invasive plants.
Well, the problem is that this stuff has to sit on top of the plants to actually do any good. Well, it's a river system, so there's always flow.
But Savannah River keeper Tanya Bonatadabas says the Fifth Street Marina in downtown Augusta has the worst case of the invasive plants.
That's where some of the weeds are the most because it's so shallow. What also happens is when these weeds grow and it rains, a lot of dirt comes down the river. Once it hits the weeds, it slows down and that dirt drops out and it creates these bigger and bigger sandbars.
But the weed overgrowth is a reoccurring problem.
The weeds grow and it stops the dirt, and then the weeds get closer to the sunlight, so they grow more, which means it stops the dirt more. So it's this cyclical process. So we're actually getting a shallower downtown.
Savannah River keeper says traditionally the state of Georgia pays the cost of maintaining the weeds.
How do we move forward with a plan to actually deal with these weeds in a way that bears that cost by both states?
Although Bonatadabas says it was a choice to do nothing to control the overgrowth this year, this is a problem that people need to recognize.
Most of the weeds that grow in the river are invasive species, and they've been brought in a number of different ways. It could have been people who don't wash their boats when they take them out of one waterway and put them into another. People just not understanding that they need to clean these boats before they put them into our different water systems.
The Savannah River keeper says the weeds can't grow without nutrients, but the Utilities Department has been working to contain the sewage runoff, and this further prevents the growth. But the stormwater fee could entirely stop the problem. Mike?